Hi everyone. Yeah, we are live now. So hello everyone. I am Summer, your DAC PGDAV community lead. So before moving forward, I just want to know, are you all excited about today's session? Let us know by commenting in the chat section. Yeah. So this session is all about Android development. So if you are someone who wants to learn Android development but have no idea where to start, or if you have already started on Android development but want to become a better on it. The goal of this session is to provide you a complete roadmap to become a better Android developer. So if you have any questions regarding the Android development, then you can put them down in the comment section and we would love to take towards the end. Okay. So now without further ado, let's invite our speaker. So the speaker for today's session is the Kunal Raghav. He's a Android developer currently working at Rickshaw. So hi Kunal, welcome to the DAC PGD platform. Yeah.
Hi, Sabar. I am very honored to be invited at your community, and I hope to present aspiring Android developers the most complete roadmap to become a proficient Android developer.
Yeah, I hope this session will help you to explore about Android development. So that's it from my side. The next choice is from Kunal Raghav. So bro, the platform is all yours. Now you can start your presentation. Yeah.
Okay, with presentation. Okay, so this is the Android developer roadmap, a reliable path to become an Android developer. Now, we all have a roadmap that we all used to believe or when we heard about apps for the first time. These are powered by our hopes and dreams and presenting that very roadmap. Learn programming, learn to make Android apps, build a multi-billion-dollar app, and finally bring world peace. But we all know that the world doesn't work like White Hat wants you to believe. We don't have investors running behind our back. Actually, the real roadmap is somewhat like this. Source is roadmap.sh/Android. This is a community focused roadmap which developers have built together. Now, as you can see, this is a very overwhelming roadmap even for many experts. So I'll try to cover it as so detailed as possible without trying to scare you off because it is a very great platform to work for. Now, first we'll go by choosing the language of choice or the language you'll use to talk to your phones. Now, for developing on Android, we have two languages, Java versus Kotlin. Kotlin is an improvement over Java, but you should know why. So, next slide presents the differences between Java and Kotlin. Java has been tried and tested for a decade, was made by Oracle, has been used in multiple projects and still is being used in many projects in various scopes such as data science, web architecture, web services, microservices, and even banking systems. All Android apps use Java even if when they are written in Kotlin. So actually Kotlin is transpiled into Java and makes our lives easier as developers. Java has the feature of hard typecasting, which basically means that you have to specify the type of the variable when you are declaring it. Like int a, which means an a is an integer value type and cannot take a string, unlike Python where you can change types on the fly. And it has a big and booming ecosystem outside Android. For example, if you learn Android using Java, you will be able to transfer your knowledge well, your Java knowledge well, into other ecosystems such as microservices. Now, coming back to Kotlin. Kotlin has all the Java features and has null safety. Basically, it has null safety built in. Variables cannot be null or will be told that they are null at compile time. It is a very smart thing when you know what it is doing. Smart casting, like it is a somewhat of a better approach than hard typecasting. You can specify the variables type if you want to beforehand, or the type is inferred from the data that is stored in it. No semicolon. So you don't have to put a semicolon or realize that the app that you were making was failing due to a missing semicolon at line 35. Data classes. Data classes is one feature that I'll show in the next slide. Inbuilt singleton and object support. Extension functions. It is fully interoperable with Java. For example, if your app is built in Java and you want to try Kotlin, you are free to do so. And you can easily call functions and use language features here and there. Kotlin also has lambdas as extension functions and many other syntactic sugar that makes it a modern and concise language. So, in one slide, I like to summarize why we like to use Kotlin. This is a singleton pattern where we only want a single instance in the whole life cycle of the application. On the left hand side, you'll see that we have a singleton code written in Java, where we have synchronized and static methods that are calling. On the right hand side, we have singleton in Kotlin, which is just two words. So you realize the amount of the amount of code that we have to write in Java. Now, this is a meme that summarizes the whole thing. You versus the language you're told to not to worry about. Java versus Kotlin. Kotlin is the language that Java was told not to worry about. And this meme is a self-fulfilling prophecy because Google used to say that Java is the first class language and Kotlin is just an experiment. 2 years down the line, Google has properly said that Android will be giving Kotlin first class support and Java extended life support. Now, when you know the language, you need to know how to get the fundamentals right from the language to the tooling. Now, because with the language of choice is Kotlin, you can refer to the official tutorial docs and the official documentation language. The tutorial is an interactive tutorial made by the Kotlin language organization itself, powered by JetBrains. The official documentation is the best way to learn basic syntax and advanced usage of the language. And if you want to even flex your more muscles in programming, you can use the Kotlin data structuring or the Kotlin collections overview view in Kotlin lang. Now, when you know the language, now you need to build apps. And how do you learn to build apps? You need to learn it from the experts. Like Rajpal Yadav says, मैं मेरे को सब आते हैं मैं expert हूँ. So we'll go right to the experts. The recommended courses. Now these courses have been developed by Udacity and Google together. And these are totally free courses which allows you to get up and running even when you have zero programming experience. The first course is known as Developing Android Apps with Kotlin from Udacity, and the second course is Advanced Android Development with Kotlin. Now, the first course covers single apps navigation, components in an application, life cycle, etc. There are basically 2 months of content with each specifying how to build an app, how to handle permissions, how to make an map based screen, etc. Now, the advanced Android development with Kotlin course is an extension of the previous course. It also takes 2 months, but gives you advanced knowledge about developing apps such as permissions, services, multi-threading, architecture, GPS handling, and etc. Now, going through the recap, things you know now, the language, Kotlin. So now you can talk to the your phone and interact with the system fairly well. After doing these courses, you will be able to build small apps that you can easily show off and tutor by your friends. Now, you will also be able to navigate around Android Studio, like the tooling that is used to build applications. You will be easily able to fix small problems, and you will also be able to debug small problems that occur in day-to-day lives of an app, such as null fixes, logical errors, how to attach a debugger, etc. Now, what comes next? What comes next? Now you know how to build applications. You can write the language. You can use the tool fairly well. Is this it? Actually, not. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. This is a very good quote by Aristotle. So we'll be following this rule as well. Now you should build an app from scratch for real this time. So how do you build an app? You brainstorm ideas, like look around the world and look for problems. It could be any problem that your parents are facing while going to commute. They are forgetting things, or you are unable to manage your time well. Okay. Now these problems can be easily solved by an app which is fairly has a niche audience, but the audience will surely appreciate it. Now, when you find these problems, you can make an app. Now, while you will make these apps, you will find technical problems like problems such as syntax. You don't know what is the right way to store data or parse data or maybe sync data over the wire. So you will solve them by scavenging the depths of the internet. Correct. You will solve them. You will go to Stack Overflow. You will ask questions. So you will know how to actually think like a developer and a mobile developer to be specific. Now you will repeat this process a few times. You will have an app that you will like to present everyone and you are happy. So in a world full of simple note making apps, make an app that you'll use every day. So this is a code that I believe in myself by myself, and I have followed this very diligently in this journey of me becoming a full-fledged Android developer. And now, following this code, I made an app for myself, which is Tardy. Now, this is available on GitHub, is open source, and was used for the last 2 years by me during college. This application is used for me to manage my attendance in classes well, so I can do my co-curriculars and curriculars, balance them evenly well. It is used to balance my attendance to a 75% and gives me the exact number of count that the classes I need to attend and the bunks possible if I have a percentage over 75. As you can see, this is a full-fledged app and has very good design inspiration. So when you are building an app that you want to build for yourself, you will obviously build something good because you will not settle when you are building it for yourself. Now, because you can build apps, you know how to code apps. You also know how to build apps from scratch. You can navigate around the UI. You can do everything that there is to for a beginner Android developer. Now, what comes next is gaining professional experience and finding the right mentor. So, professional experience means that you know how to code apps, you can make apps, your apps work fairly good, but is it the right way to go about things? That will only come when you will have professional experience and know what problems developers face in fighting day-to-day challenges at companies. Correct. So you need professional experiences for that. And these professional experiences can only be useful to you when You are being guided by the right mentor. If you do not have a right mentor, you will be misguided and would have to unlearn a lot of stuff in the process of finding professional experience, and it could be a tedious job. So, going ahead, gaining professional experience. My recommended way. Apply to internships. Correct. You can go to Internshala, you can go to LinkedIn, you can go to your connections and apply to internships. Cold email CEOs, cold email startups, ask them if they need an intern. You will have to sell yourself. Now, because you have a portfolio of tutorial apps and an app that you built from scratch for yourself, you can market yourself well. Now, you also have an app that you made from scratch and solved the problem. You can publish it to the Play Store and issue updates. So you will know the end-to-end process, how an idea changes into an app and how to issue updates on the Play Store. Now, also you can learn the right standards of coding by contributing to open source Android apps. A few such apps that I recommend is FastHub. FastHub is actually a client for GitHub. Then you have Force Asia apps, and you can also try for GSOC if you want. Take part in hackathons. This is very important because when you take part in hackathons, you have a very small amount of time. But during that time, you have to build something that distinguishes you a lot. So, in a hackathon, you can learn a lot in a very small time. Your productivity shoots through the roof, and you learn something that you wouldn't learn otherwise. So, this might help. For example, my most of my app development extras that I don't use in my day-to-day life came from taking part in hackathons. For example, I can build an AR-based app, but I haven't worked on it outside a hackathon. It was only because hackathons thought that AR is cool. It is cool, but it is not ready yet. Coming back to my first point, apply to internships. Internships are very important, but finding the right internship is even more important. For example, there has been a lot of misguidance in the phase of internships. People will apply to internships with an internship where they are the only sole developer. That, in my opinion, might help you, but it depends on the company environment as well. According to me, if you are looking to gain professional experience, you should apply for internships which already have a full-fledged Android developer team and you are working with someone senior. So what will happen there is you will get to see real production code. So you will know how things work, where to do, how code is placed, architecture of the software, and you wouldn't write spaghetti code if you want. This is very important. Also, you will get to know to interact people, how developers interact, how various cogs in a company work. So it is a very good experience and it will help you in the software engineering industry in general as well. So apply to internships, but apply to the right internships where you have a senior over you. So they can teach you things. Now expanding on that point, when I said that internships should be, you should apply to the right internships, means that you also need to find the right mentor. A mentor that a mentor is the expert where you shouldn't be afraid to come across as a noob. Like we all have insecurities and we all have insecurities of being of not being knowledgeable enough, that we know things, but we asking a very foolish question. Should this be obvious? Am I doing this the right way? Shouldn't I be knowing this beforehand? These are the questions you can only ask your mentor and the right mentor. And now there are things, there are three ways to find a very good mentor. A senior and a pass out from your college who works in the same space you are interested in. So you can contact them over LinkedIn, over WhatsApp, or over whatever, and they'll be happy to guide you. Your team lead or senior at the internship you apply to. The point I was explaining about the internships here will also help you to find the right mentor. If you are not comfortable in your team at your internship, it might not help you grow as a developer more. Developer communities on the internet. We have one such community because of which I'm speaking, which is developer student clubs. And now we also have Android specific meets such as Google developers and many more in your cities as well. You should look into them. Then you have online communities such as r/Android Dev. Discord also has a Android focused community. India has its own DroidCon IN. So these communities will help you connect to more like-minded people and people who will guide you to become a better developer. Recap the things you know now. The language, how to build small apps, navigate around Android Studio, debugging common problems, have a good portfolio of apps to show your skills. This is very important now. You can apply for jobs, have a myriad of experience in the space. Now, hardly anything scares you because you have seen everything that there is to see. Can relate to the pains of an Android developer and appreciate the memes, such as I when I go to office, I open my laptop, get my cup of coffee, and open Android Studio. Now, because my coffee is cold, I keep it on the laptop, and Android Studio helps it warm it up. These are the stories that you will relate to when you get to this phase of the roadmap, and it is a very exciting experience as well. Now, what? You have seen all there is to see, correct? Any guesses what comes next? Expanding horizons. Okay, the meme represents that many of you might be saying, yes, it is a very obvious thing, but memes. Expanding horizons are a continuous process. Now, I'll suggest that even though you have completed most of the roadmap, you have professional experience, you can apply to jobs, you are a full-fledged Android developer, but you need to stay in the loop, learn new things, because software development is a field where you have to constantly stay relevant. You have to constantly reinvent yourself to stay relevant. Now, how you can stay relevant is by reading recommended content. Now, you can follow them to stay relevant. These are two Medium blogs that I follow. Medium publications to be specific. Pro Android Dave by DroidCon. This is a really good publishing scheme from Pro Android Dave, which is run by many Google developer experts from all over the world. The second we have official Android developers blog, which is done by any guesses official Android developers from Google. These are developers which Google acknowledges to be the best kind and show you the right way to do things, the recommended way to do things. These two blogs are very good and you should follow. You can find many more such blogs, but they aren't, their publications might not be Android specific. For example, there is the startup on Medium. There are many Reddit threads, weekly Reddit threads where people share their ideas. There is MindOx, there is Ray Vandelich. There are many such websites that you can follow. Even there are many YouTube creators that you can follow to stay relevant. But this is my preference to follow Medium blogs because I can read it whenever I want. Now, buzzwords. A word cloud full of wisdom. It's a sky full of infinite learning opportunities out there, but I'm just showing one such cloud. Now, these are all the words that you will see when you are trying to break into the professional Android developer scene. Every word will not make sense now, but when you apply, you will you will encounter these one day or the other. And when you will explore and expand your horizons, you will learn everything. Clean architecture, and it's not like it is very Android specific. Well, it is, but the practices that you will go, yeah, or you will learn can be transferred into other phases of software development as well. Singleton pattern is one such pattern where I was explaining before. Dependency injection is how do you decouple your code, and Mushi and Hilt are specific libraries. Kotlin multi-platform is something very specific to Kotlin, which allows you to code share using the language Kotlin. Jetpack Compose helps you to is an alpha library that will allow you to create the UI without going deep into the XML. RxDriven coroutines help you to work with multi-threading way easily. MVVM and MVI are structures you can follow to structures you can follow for splitting code in your app. MVVM stands for model view model, whereas MVI stands for model view intent. MVI is the cooler of the two, but MVVM is recommended by Google. And many such words that you will learn when you will want to become a full-fledged Android developer. Don't be scared, because when you go about the road, you won't even realize when you have learned most of them. That was the case for me. I never realized when I learned most of them. And when you will apply to internships, the good ones, you will encounter at least half of them in your daily lives. Done. So we might not be able to end world hunger, but we can now sure code an app which serves food on tap. Close enough, I guess. Now you are free and on your own. I'm available for questions for 5 minutes if you want. Hmm.
Yeah, hi Kunal.
Hi.
Uh, I think screen. Acha, you off your screen, na?
Yes, I have paused the slide actually.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have some questions or I can continue?
Yeah, there is a question by Gitanjali. He just want to know what is the difference between a native app and a hybrid app, and what he or she should prefer. So this is the question.
See, a native app is the app that is coded specific to that platform. And hybrid app uses technologies which allows you to code share between different platforms. A native app on Android might use Java and Kotlin. A native app on iOS will use Swift and C++, or whatever the C equivalent of there is. A Windows app will use C++ and Visual Studio to compile their apps. Whereas a hybrid app, such as frameworks, we have frameworks in hybrid apps, such as React Native that uses web technologies to build apps for everything, Flutter, which uses Dart to build apps for everything. Now, if you want to build an app and you have to target a lot of audience in small time, I'll recommend you to use hybrid apps. But if you want to give your customers the best experience there is, I'll recommend you to go to native apps.
Okay, nice. I think this is the question, yeah. And one more question, ki how to find and make Android projects.
Mm.
Because most of the audience are beginners, so they might be confused कि हाँ मतलब मेरे को कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट बनाना चाहिए, whether I should prefer any course जहाँ पे मेरे को ऑलरेडी प्रोजेक्ट वो क्रिएट करके दे रहे हैं, तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ उस कोड को देख रहा हूँ और कंप्लीट कर रहा हूँ. सो वी शुड प्रेफर दैट कोर्सेज, और हमें कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट फ्रॉम स्क्रैच से बनाना चाहिए विथ
See, as
एंड्रॉयड
I told
डेवलपमेंट.
you,
सो
ये जो
व्हाट
courses
वाज
मैंने,
योर.
हाँ, hi, Sabar, audible? Hello?
Yeah,
हाँ,
perfect.
Sabar,
Yeah,
like
you
I
are
said,
audible.
these courses that I told you about from Udacity will already make you build at least 6 apps, correct? So it is, you will have the amount of knowledge that you need to build apps. Next, what comes is you need to build apps that you can say that are on your, you have built on your own, and it is your creation. Do you understand? When you create something on your own, you get a big load of confidence boost and you think you can conquer the world or something. But that will
Definitely,
clear doubts. Correct. That will give the much needed confidence boost to a beginner. That will give people the confidence to uh, tell themselves that they are the Android developer, they are trying to be an Android developer. That will also allow them to apply to other internships because tutorial apps are tutorial apps. Interviewers can see right through it. This has been made in this and this course. So when you build an app from scratch, you are doing your future self a big favor. So about ideas, you should build those apps that you wouldn't mind using every day. For example, the apps that I built, the good apps that I built, let's correct it, are being used by myself every day. And if you want to show your talent to the world, you can publish on the Play Store or even GitHub. Like publish an app, create releases, and put it on GitHub and maybe publish it on Twitter or something so that people can see that you are building stuff. Because when you get the external validation, even then it feels so good that you will want to build more apps.
definitely. I think we should continue with the presentation. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
So viewers, if you
Hmm.
have any questions, you can post it on the comment section. We will love to take it during the session. So don't forget to post your question related to Android development or anything regarding the Android field. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
basically, I had only one more slide where I kind of, if you have done this and you are a beginner, you can also look into my other talk where I built this app from scratch. You can take the screenshot and maybe pass this URL to the comment section. So after this
Sure.
session, you can go there and look how an actual app is built. It is totally beginner friendly and I guide you step by step. And it is a very big video if I'm not wrong, 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I'm guiding everyone step by step. It goes into Kotlin and will help you gain some confidence. So to the person who was asking how to build apps, when you start, you'll always finish those projects. You just have to take the first step. And I am ready to help you in that as well. And that was my presentation. You can connect with me on GitHub with the name Kunal Raghav, Twitter with this username, and my own portfolio website at kunalraghav.github.io.
So thank you, Kunal, for this awesome session. I believe that all the audience will learn a lot from this session and they will follow this roadmap. So you can also connect with Kunal on the LinkedIn or Twitter. I have shared the links in the description. Then please go and check the links. And the final question is, what is your final message to all the developers who want
What
to
is
get
your?
into the Android development fields? Because most of the viewers are from
Hmm.
final message to all the developers. So because they are all in their first college and they just started the journey in Android development. So क्या आप final message देना चाहोगे उन सबको? Yeah.
Final advice from a developer to students will basically make memories, and you can make memories as a developer as friends. Like college life is important. Development can go side by side. The best way to gain both memories is by going through hackathons. You have 24 hours with your friends and you can build projects that you want to. So it is a win-win situation and you get free food. Even if you don't get anything, you get free food. You get memories, you will get hours of fun. So go to hackathons, build stuffs and make memories. Because this is one time
Definitely.
that you shouldn't waste thinking about it. You should just do it.
Nice. So yeah, thank you Kunal for joining us. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Okay. I'll be leaving. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
So thank you all viewers for joining our session towards the end. I believe that you have learned a lot, and don't forget to share this video with all your friends, and please like this video, subscribe to our channel. We are around 49 subscribers, so 150 कर दो यार, ठीक है? And make sure to follow us on our Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So we are very active on Instagram. So if you have any questions or if you want to give any feedback regarding our club कि हाँ हमें on कौन से session करवाने चाहिए which is very need for any developer or any students, then please post on our Instagram, or you can also reach out to PGDAV through our Discord server. We are also active on Discord, so you can also connect us. You can also join the Discord server. I will provide the link in the description, so don't forget to join our Discord. Okay. So thank you so much, and we will be coming back next week with another amazing session. So yeah, thank you so much. Signing off for the day. Bye, everyone.